In this video, I'm going to try to establish a few things. The reason for this is that I get this all the time. When people see something, they just automatically assume that that's what it is. And I'm sitting going, you know, just because you see something doesn't necessarily mean that that's what it is. Let me give you an example. Let's say you see a bowl of fruit on a table. But that doesn't mean that that fruit is real. Just because you see it does not necessarily mean that it's real. So you're standing there picking up one of those big old apples and you bite into it and you find out that it's some sort of wax or plastic or glass or something like that. And then you're all upset because you thought it was real food and it wasn't, even though it looked like real food. Okay? So that happens in mathematics as well. Take, for instance, this right here. Okay? And automatically you think, well, that's a fraction. Well, yes, it is. But it could be other things. Okay? This is also what I would call a division problem. You say, well, that's not a division problem. Isn't a division problem where you have... because most people, when you hear division problem, they look at this and they go, well, isn't that a division problem? Well, yes, it is. Okay, that's a symbol for division. But this is also a division problem because what you can do is you can divide the numerator by the denominator. I misspelled that. Okay? So you can divide the numerator by the denominator. So you can divide 2 by 3. Now that would give you 0.666 to infinity, but that you can do that. Okay? Now, when you say, well, okay, we now know that that's a fraction. We also know now that's a division problem. Okay? Because you can divide the 2 by the 3. So that's also a division problem. But what you also don't know is that this can be the reciprocal of this. Okay? Because the reciprocal of a number is the number upside down. So the reciprocal of this is this. Okay? Now there's something else it can be. This can be a ratio. It can be 2 to 3. Okay? So it could be a ratio where you give one kid 2 apples and the next kid 3 apples. You give the first kid 2 more apples and give the second kid 3 more apples. So this can actually be a fraction. It can actually be a division problem. It can actually be the reciprocal of another number. It can actually be, on top of all that, it can actually be a ratio. Just because it's one thing doesn't mean it's just limited to one thing. And that's why I made this video. So that you guys can get it out of your heads that just because something looks like a certain thing, that must be what it is. It could be something else. And hopefully you caught on to that. And if you have any questions, you can leave a comment down here below. I will tell you more in a future video, so stay tuned.